like to be back?
Yeah, it's really good to be back. Nice and humid out there today. Thought it was a really good first session. Quite a few boys turned up that were in the 5+ year group, which is always a good sign. But yeah, it was more so just enjoyable to be back out there and into some footy stuff really early.
What did Burge have for you?
I had a little bit. I think a few of the boys were a bit nervous walking through the door, thinking it was going to be a mammoth first session. But no, he's already. We can see how much of a good operator he is. He addressed the group this morning, and we're really excited to have him. And me personally, I can't wait to work closer with him. I think it's fantastic. So can't wait.
You get a good vibe straight away of just how thick the group is, all these young blokes. Where that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of us were training together in big groups over the break. And really pushing each other really hard, which was a great sign, and it showed out there today. I think everyone was in pretty good nick, so yeah, good foundation to build on.
So not like it used to be with blokes like Burge, or is it where you walk in and get mates from 30Ks and like it's a different type of fight?
Yeah, I think naturally you're always a little bit nervous coming through into pre-season, but I do think it adds another element. And just low-key, I think it made some of the boys work a lot harder in the off-season, which is perfect for us. So I think he's just already having that presence amongst the club, so it's fantastic.
Is it intimidating?
I think he's a little bit intimidating walking in, but once you meet him, he seems like a ripper, and he seems fantastic. So I'm sure once we get closer, we'll be able to get to know him on a more personal level and get to work as well.
How about Taylor? How you received this morning? I suppose when did you first see him?
Yeah, he was received really well by the group. He trained really well. We've obviously been doing some training with him in big groups previous anyway over the off season. So I thought he trained really well, and he's already having his normal presence around the group. So yeah, I thought he was fantastic.
So when he walks in at 8 o'clock this morning, whatever it is it just business as usual? Was anything said?
Yeah, no, business as usual. Absolutely. Yeah, as I said, he's been around the group all off season, so he was really good today, and we'll straight back into it as normal.
A little bit of that.
Yeah, he's fit. Yeah, well, as I said, we were doing some running, and I thought he was running really, really well, as were most guys in those groups that I just mentioned. So he's definitely fit. Yeah.
A little bit happened for you in the off season, signed a new deal. Yeah, must have been real pleased with that.
Yeah, I was really happy that the club wanted to sign me up this early for as long as they did. I was so excited to get it done, and yeah, I was really looking forward to getting back into it with that new deal under the belt. So yeah, it was really good.
Are you still on the rookie list, though?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, still am. Yep.
Yeah, what's going on there? You've got two back, top 5 finishes and best and fairest.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of the rookie list, to be honest. For me personally, it doesn't affect me at all. So yeah, it's business as usual for me. I'm not sure it's like the old-fashioned rookie list back in the day, but I think you do 3 years on it. So this is my 3rd year, so I guess it's just one of those titles that I'll knock off this 3rd year. So yeah.
People were saying Taylor Walker looked pretty fit today. Do you think what happened to him and how upset that he became about that challenging to get a bit fitter to himself?
Oh, possibly. You'd have to ask him. Personally, I think he's a hard worker anyway. So I think when you see what he's done at his age, season after season, especially how he started last season, I think that just goes to show that he's always like that, and he's always going to show up and be ready, and he is professional. And the main thing is he drives the group to be professional. He was already out there, using his voice as he has done probably his whole career. So yeah, he is a professional, and he's pretty good with that.
What was it like for you, those initial stages and then coming back together with you amongst the group? Blokes that sat down and had a viewing or anything over the off-season?
Yeah, I can only speak on my behalf. I always was in contact with Tex. He's a good mate of mine. I went back to Brisbane sort of in the early stage of the off-season for a while, but as soon as I got back to Adelaide, we were straight into training together, and it was business as usual. So yeah, it was. That's only on my behalf. Obviously, you'd have to ask the rest of the group for their input. But yeah, for me, it was business as usual with Taylor.
Was it difficult for you, for the group, to see someone to kind of go through it,
Yeah, of course it was difficult. I think it was a difficult time for the club, and not having him playing as well is difficult on field as well as the off field stuff. So it was just one of those things that we had to ride out, and we threw our support behind Taylor and behind all the boys at the club. So yeah, I'm really glad that sort of he's back and it's business as usual, and he's training really well, and yeah, it feels really good.
Does anyone hold back and sort of mention 5-6 kilos muscle or anything noticeable like that you've seen on day one?
Not sure about extra muscle. Jordan Butts looking good. He's looking pretty shredded. I think it's more so the conditioning side of things. I think everyone's just sort of running really well, and some of the guys that I sort of ran with over the break, James Rowe, Nick Murray, Ned McHenry's always been a pretty good runner, but he's gone to a new level, and Harry Schoenberg as well. They just seem a lot fitter, which is what I felt when I came back to train with them. So a lot of guys are really well conditioned at the moment.
I suppose I told you what's in store for this pre-season. I mean, yeah, I think you said, I'll let everybody know what's in store for the whole lot.
A little bit, yeah. I know it's going to be a lot of game-like stuff, so already we're doing some game-like running. Already we'll straight into some of those real like match drills, like really moving the ball, sort of whole field. You would have seen it. We're pretty flat out to start, so that's pretty exciting as a playing group. You want to get straight into that sort of stuff.
Mate, you've been one of the big stories of the last couple of years. What's next for you in terms of what to improve on the next step?
I just want to keep improving every session, really, just that continuous improvement. I want to improve my leadership as well. Now that I'm a little bit older and we are a young group, I want to really work on that. But that is something that comes naturally, so I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, and yeah, just keep striving for continuous improvement. Yeah, well, I missed two. I had 2 shots in that. I think the third drill, and I missed them. So I just wanted to knock over those goals just for peace of mind. So, yeah, that's all that was.
So you do the running in the footy boots as well, yeah. Is that just to get the feel right?
No, that's so I could do the goal kicking afterwards. So I left them on so I made sure I had those shots because I wasn't happy I missed those 2 on the run. So that should be my bread and butter. So I wanted to knock them over at the end of training.
You get back to Queensland? How long did you spend over in Queensland?
Yeah, I spent about a month and a half in Queensland, back in Brisbane, saw my family, my friends. So it was a really good break, really good off-season. The club were massive on trying to get everyone home when they could, and it's lucky a Melbourne opportunity popped up for those boys as well, so they were able to get back to Victoria, which I think is fantastic. A lot of them haven't seen their families in a while, so the club was really pushing that. So yeah, a lot of them got to get home, which is really refreshing.